So hello students, today I am going to solve the question paper of DAB Public School. It is the first P term examination and it is the question paper of mathematics which contain 40 marks. So let's start. So here the question number 1 states that if LCM of 12 and 42 is 10m plus 4, then find the value of m. Here 4 options are given: 7, 8, 6 and 9. We have to find the value of m. So let's solve. So here we have to first find out the LCM of 12 and 42. So LCM of 12 and 42 is, let's divide them with 2. So this is 6, this is 21. Again divided by 2, it is 3 and this is 21. Then divided with 3. So 3 1 ja and 3 7 ja. Then you can see the LCM is 2 into 2 into 3 into 7, which is equal to 84. But here the LCM is given as 10m plus 4. That means 10m plus 4 must be equal to 84. That's why 10m becomes 84 minus 4. That implies that 10m becomes 80. That implies that m is equal to 80 by 10, that is 80. So you can see option B is the right answer. So let's move to the question number 2. Here you can see the question number 2 is the pair of equation x plus 2y minus 5 is equal to 0 and minus 3x minus 6y plus 15 is equal to 0 have either unique solution, exactly two solution, infinitely many solution or no solution. So here if I compare these two equations with their standard form, then I will get a1 is equal to 1, b1 is equal to 2 and c1 is equal to minus 5. Similarly, a2 is equal to minus 3 and b2 is minus 6 and c2 is 15. Now find a1 by a2. Here the value of a1 is 1 and the a2 is minus 3. So it becomes 1 by minus 3, which is equal to minus 1 by 3. Similarly, b1 by b2 is equal to 2 by minus 6, which is also minus 1 by 3. Then find c1 by c2. c1 is minus 5 and c2 is 15. So this becomes minus 1 by 3. Here you can see the value of a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2. So as per the definition, if a1 by a2 is equal to b1 by b2 is equal to c1 by c2, that means the two lines are coincidence line. That means they have infinitely many solutions. So here option C is the right answer, which is infinitely many solution. Okay. So now move to question number 3. Here the question number 3 states that if triangle ABC similar triangle PQR and the value of AB is 6.5 cm, PQ is 10.4 and the perimeter of triangle ABC is 60, then we have to find out the perimeter of PQR. And the four options are 65, 96, 60 and 104. All the measurements are in centimeter. Okay. So here ABC is similar to PQR. As the two triangles are similar, so their sides must be are in proportion. That means AB by PQ must be equal to BC by QR equal to AC by PR. Okay. Here the value of AB is 6.5 by 10.4 is equal to BC by QR is equal to AC by PR. 6.5 and 10.4 with 1.3, you can get the lowest form, that is 5 by 8 is equal to BC by QR is equal to AC by PR. Now compare the first two. Here you can see 8BC is equal to 5QR. That means BC becomes 5QR by 8. Suppose this is equation 1. Now compare the first one with the last one. That means here you can see 5 by 8 becomes AC by PR. That means 8 AC is equal to 5 PR. That implies that AC becomes here it is given that the perimeter of a triangle ABC is 60. That means AB plus BC plus AC, the sum of its 3 sides becomes 60, and the value of AB is given by 6.5. From equation 1, BC is 5QR by 8 plus from equation 2 AC is 5PR by 8 is equal to 60. That implies that 5QR by 8 plus 5PR, sorry, this is P, PR by 8 is equal to 60 minus 6.5, which is equal to 53.5. Now take 5 by 8 as common, then it becomes QR plus PR is equal to 53.5. That implies that QR plus PR is equal to 53.5 multiply this 5 by 8 in the LHS side becomes 8 by 5 in the RHS side. Now divide, this is 5 1 ja, 5 0 ja, 5 7 ja. So QR plus PR becomes 85.6. Now we have to find the perimeter of a PQR triangle. So the perimeter of a triangle PQR becomes PQ plus QR plus PR. Here the value of a PQ is given, which is equal to 10.4. So you can write 10.4 plus, and what is the value of these two? The value of these two is 85.6. 85.6. So add these two, you will get 96 centimeter. So here option B is the right answer, 96 centimeter. Now the question number 4 is, in a right angle triangle whose hypotenuse is P centimeter and one of the side other than hypotenuse is Q centimeter, and it is also given that P minus Q is 1, then we have to find the third side. So look here, it is a right angle triangle, this is the right angle, so this is the hypotenuse whose length is given by P centimeter, and one of the other two side is Q. We have to find the length of this side. It is also given that P minus Q is equal to 1. So in this right angle triangle, suppose the third side be X, let. So in this right angle triangle, if we apply Pythagoras theorem, then P square becomes X square plus Q square. That means X square becomes P square minus Q square. So you already know that P square minus Q square becomes P plus Q whole into P minus Q, because A square minus B square is equal to A plus B into A minus B. So here X square is equal to P plus Q whole into 1, because the value of P minus Q is given as 1. So what is the value of X square? This is P plus Q. Then X becomes the square root of a P plus Q. Here I have taken X as the third side. So what is its value? Its value is square root of a P plus Q. So here option C is the right answer, the square root of P plus Q. So here number 5 states that cards bearing the number from 3 to 20 are placed in a bag and mixed thoroughly. a card is taken out of the bag at random, we have to find the probability that the number in the card taken out is a multiple of 3 and 5. So here the cards are numbered from 3 to 20. If I count from 1, if I count the numbers from 1 to 20, then there are 20 numbers. But here the numbers are, here the cards are marked from 3 to 20. That means there is no 1 and 2. So how many numbers are there? That is 18 numbers, which is 20 minus 2. So here the total number of observation is 18. And how many observations are multiple of 3 and 5? That means the number chosen must be a multiple of 3 and 5. Not 3 or 5, it's 3 and 5. So there is only one number from 3 to 20 which is a multiple of 3 and 5, which is 15. 15 is divisible by both 3 and 5. So what is the probability? Then the probability of a multiple of 3 and 5 is number of possible observations, that is 1, by total number of observations, that is 18. So option B is the right answer. Now the question number 6 states that in triangle ABC, BAC angle is 90 degree and AD is perpendicular to the hypotenuse BC. So then we have to prove which of the following option is correct. BD into CD is equal to BC square, AB into AC is equal to BC square, BD into CD is equal to AD square, or AB into AC is equal to AD square. So first you have to remember the Pythagoras theorem. The perpendicular drawn from the vertex containing the right angle of a right angle triangle to its hypotenuse divide the triangle into two another right angle triangle which are similar to each other. Okay, but here you have to remember that here these two triangles are similar. You have to remember the corresponding part. Here look, this angle, this is angle B, is equal to CAD, this angle, which are marked as stars. Similarly, this is 90 degree, 90 degree, obviously they are corresponding angles. And the third one is, look at this angle, that is BAD, which is equal to ACD, this. So okay. Now look at the two similar triangle ABD and CAD. So here AB is the side just opposite to the right angle and AC is the side just opposite to right angle of the second triangle. So we can write AB by AC is equal to, then look at this star angle and its opposite side is AD. So AD by, and what is the opposite side of this star angle? CD is equal to, now the third angle is marked as circle and its opposite side is BD by AD. Now look the RHS of the all options. Here there is BC square and AD square, but if I compare these first two, no BC square or no AD square. But if you compare the second with the third, then you will get AD into AD, that is AD square is equal to BD into CD. So AD square is equal to BD into CD, which is your answer. So BD into CD is equal to AD square, BD into CD is equal to AD square, that is option C is your answer. Now look at question number 7. It is given that x tan 45 into sin 30 is equal to cos 30 into tan 30. So then we have to find the value of x. There are 4 options, root 3, 2 root 3, root 1 and 1. So let's solve. Here x tan 45 into sin 30 is equal to cos 30 into tan 30. Then x into, what is the value of tan 45? It is 1, and the value of sin 30 is 1 by 2. Similarly, the value of cos 30 is root 3 by 2 and the value of tan 30 is 1 by root 3. Now cancel root 3 with root 3. Then x into 1 by 2 becomes 1 by 2. That means x is equal to 1 by 2 into 2 by 1, which is equal to 1. So the answer is option D. Now see the question number 8. It is given that the pair of equation x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 5 has no solution, unique solution, two solution, or infinitely many solution. So here you see x is equal to 0. It is the equation of the y-axis. Why? Because every point on y-axis has the x-coordinate 0. This is your 0, 1. Similarly, this is 0, 2 and this is 0, 3. So x is equal to 0 is the equation for y-axis. Similarly, x is equal to 5. Here you can see x is equal to 5. This point represents 5, 0. If I put another point here, its coordinate will be 5, 1. Similarly, this is 5, 2. This is 5, 3. This is 5 minus 1. So if I join these points, then you will get a line, and the equation is x is equal to 5, because here every point on the line has the x coordinate 5. So this line is represented by x is equal to 0 and this line is represented by x is equal to 5. So carefully look these two lines. These two lines are parallel to each other. That means they never intersect at each other if I extend them on both sides. So they have no solution. So here option A must be the right answer, because x is equal to 0 and x is equal to 5, they represent the parallel lines, and the parallel lines have no solution. Now see the question number 9. Here it is given that the midpoint of 2 points whose coordinates are 3p4 and minus 2 to q is 2, 6. This is the midpoint of these 2 points. We have to find the value of p and q. First recall the midpoint formula. In midpoint formula it is given that if x1, y1 and x2, y2 are 2 points, then their midpoint will be x1 plus x2 by 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. Similarly, compare this point as x1, y1 and this point as x2, y2. Then their midpoint will be x1, that means 3p plus x2, that means minus 2 by 2, and the y coordinate will be 4 plus 2q by 2, but its midpoint is given 2, 6. This point is equal to 2, 6. So its x coordinate will be 2 and the y coordinate will be 6. So 3p minus 2 by 2 is equal to 2 and 4 plus 2q by 2 is equal to 6. That means 3p minus 2 becomes 4. That implies that 3p will is equal to 6. That implies that p is equal to 2. Similarly, 4 plus 2q becomes 12. So 2q is equal to 8 and q is equal to 4. Now we have to find the value of p plus q. P plus q, that is the value of p is 2 and the value of q is 4. So what is the value of p plus q? 6. So option B is the right answer. Option B. Now the question number 10 states that LCM of 5, 8, 12 and 20 will not be a multiple of 5, 3, 9 और 2. पहले हम इन चारों का LCM निकालेंगे, उसके बाद देखेंगे जो LCM है वो इन चारों में से किसका मल्टीपल नहीं है. ओके, सो लेट्स फाइंड द एलसीएम ऑफ 5, 8, 12 एंड 20। तो मैंने यहाँ पर 5, 8, 12 और 20 का एलसीएम निकाल दिया जो 120 हो गया। अभी हम देखेंगे ये जो 120 है वो इन चारों ऑप्शन में से किसका मल्टीपल नहीं है। इसका आखिर में 0 है, मतलब ये 5 का मल्टीपल होगा। तो 120 इसका जो डिजिट का सम है 1 + 2 + 0, ये हो गया आपका 3, मतलब ये 3 से भी डिविजिबल होगा। लेकिन ये 9 का एक मल्टीपल नहीं होगा क्योंकि इसका सम, इसका डिजिट का सम 3 आ रहा है। तो ऑब्वियसली ये जो 3 है 9 टेबल में नहीं है, अर्थात 129 में डिविजिबल नहीं है। सो योर करेक्ट आंसर इज 9। Now look at question number 11. The question number 11 is the decimal expansion of the rational number 97 by 2 into 5 to the 4 will be terminate after 1 decimal place, 2 decimal place, 3 decimal place or 4 decimal place. Here the given number is 97 by 2 into 5 to the 4. तो पहले हम क्या देखेंगे, ये इसका लोएस्ट टर्म है या नहीं। मतलब ये जो 97 by 2 into 5 to the 4 न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर कोई कॉमन फैक्टर है या नहीं। यहाँ पे हम साफ साफ देख सकते हैं कि 97 एक प्राइम नंबर है, 2 और 5 ये भी प्राइम नंबर है, मतलब इसका कोई कॉमन फैक्टर नहीं है न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर का। इसी सिचुएशन में हम देखेंगे अगर डिनोमिनेटर का जो डिजिट है वो 2 और 5 है, उसके अलावा और कोई नहीं, और कोई डिजिट नहीं है, मतलब ये टर्मिनेट होगा। देन क्वेश्चन आता है कि अगर ये टर्मिनेटिंग डेसिमल एक्सपेंशन है तो कितने प्लेस के बाद ये टर्मिनेट हो जाएगा। उस सिचुएशन में हम देखेंगे ये जो 2 और 5 का सबसे जो हाईएस्ट पावर है, मतलब यहाँ 2 का पावर 1 है और 5 का पावर 4 है, मतलब ये 4 डेसिमल प्लेसेस के बाद टर्मिनेट हो जाएगा। क्योंकि यहाँ पे अगर ये 2 to the power 1 है, हम इसमें 2 to the power 3 और मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे। ये तो पहले से 5 to the power 4 है और उसको बैलेंस करने के लिए 97 × 2 to the power 3 लिखेंगे, मतलब न्यूमरेटर में एक नंबर आएगा, लेकिन जो डिनोमिनेटर है वो बन जाएगा 2 to the power 4 × 5 to the power 4। इसका मतलब समथिंग डिवाइडेड बाई 10 to the power 4, मतलब 10,000, समथिंग डिवाइडेड बाई 10,000। मतलब अगर इस नंबर को हम 10,000 डिवाइड करेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली जो डेसिमल प्लेस है उसके बाद, सो द करेक्ट आंसर विल बी आफ्टर 4 डेसिमल प्लेसेस। सो नाउ मूव टू नंबर 12. It is given that the sum of the exponent of the prime factor in the prime fraction of 196 is 3, 4, 5 or 2. Let's see. So look here. Here I have expressed 196 as the product of their prime factors. You can see 196 can be written as 2 to the power 2 into 7 to the power 2. Here the question is, what is the sum of the exponent of their prime factors? So here the exponent is 2 and 2. So their sum will be 2 plus 2, which is equal to 4. That means option B, here option B is the right answer. Option B. Okay. Here the question 13 is, if sin 2a is equal to 1 by 2 tan square 45, where a is an acute angle, then the value of a is 60 degree, 45 degree, 30 degree or 15 degree. Let's see. Here it is given that sin 2a is equal to 1 by 2 tan square 45. That means sin 2a is equal to 1 by 2 into, what is the value of tan 45? The value of tan 45 is 1. So tan square 45 becomes the square of 1. That means sin 2a is equal to 1 by 2 into 1, that is 1 by 2. That implies that sin 2a becomes sin 30, because we know that the value of sin 30 is 1 by 2. Then if sin 2a is equal to sin 30, that means 2a is 30. Then what is the value of a? A is 30 by 2, which is 15 degree. So option D is the right answer. Now look at question number 14. It is given that in a right angle triangle ABC, where B angle is 90 degree, the length of AB is 3 cm and that of AC is 6 cm. Then we have to find the value of angle C. And the four options are 0 degree, 45 degree, 30 degree or any angle. So let's start. Here in triangle ABC, angle B is 90 degree. So AC is the hypotenuse and AB is 3 cm. We have to find this angle C. For angle C, its front side is perpendicular in a right angle triangle and the front side opposite to right angle is hypotenuse. So for this angle it is P and this side is H. So we know P by H is sin theta. So here sin C, which is equal to perpendicular by hypotenuse, that implies that sin C becomes AB by AC. That implies that sin C will be 3 by 6, which is 1 by 2. That implies that sin C becomes sin C becomes sin 30, because the value of sin 30 is 1 by 2. So what is the value of angle C? So angle C is 30 degree. So your option number C is right, 30 degree. Okay, now move to question number 15. A pendulum swings through an angle 60 degree and describe an arc of 8.8 cm in length. Then the length of the pendulum is, so here the arc length, that is AB, is given as 8.8 cm. We have to find the length of the pendulum, that is the radius of the sector. Okay, so we know that the arc length L is equal to theta by 180 into pi r. This is the formula, and here the arc length L is 8.8 and theta is 60 by 180 into the value of pi is 22 by 7 and r is here, r represents the length of the pendulum. We have to find the value of r. Now divide 60 with 180, it becomes 3. So that implies that r is equal to 8.8 into 3 into 7 by 22. Divide 22 with 8.8, it will 0.4. Then r is 8.4, that is 8.40 centimeter. This is the required answer. So here option A will be the answer, 8.40. Students, now move to question number 16. It is given that if in triangle ABC, AB is equal to 6, DE parallel to BC and such that AE is 1 by 4 AC, then we have to find the length of AD. So here you can see in triangle ABC, the length of AB is 6 cm and here DE is parallel to BC. So it is again given that AE is 1 by 4 AC. Here is AE, which is 1/4 of AC. So we have to find the value of AD. This is AD. So now if AE is equal to 1 by 4 AC, so we can write 4AE is equal to AC. Okay, let this be equation 1. Now compare the two triangle ADE. This is the red triangle ADE and ABC. As DE parallel BC, so here angle 1 must be angle 2, corresponding angle. Similarly, let this be angle 3, let this be angle 4. Angle 3 is equal to 4, 1 is equal to 2, and this A angle is common to triangle ADE and ABC. So you can see triangle ADE is similar to triangle ABC because the three angles of ADE is equal to three angles of ABC. A angle is common, one angle is 2 angle, one angle is equal to 2 angle, 3 angle is equal to 4 angle. So I can write AE by AC is equal to AD by AB. So AD by AB is equal to AE by AC, because we know that when two triangles are similar, then their sides are proportional. So that implies that AD by AB, the length of AB is 6, is equal to AE by 4AE. Why? Because from equation 1 you can see AC is equal to 4AE. From equation 1. That implies that now I can cancel AE with AE. AD by 6 becomes 1 by 4. That means 4AD is equal to 6. So AD becomes 6 by 4. That implies that AD is equal to 1.5 centimeter. So here you can see option C, which is equal to 1.5, it is the right answer. Okay. Now question number 17 is a vertical stick which is 20 meter long cast a shadow of 10 meter long on the ground. Suppose AB is a vertical stick and it cast a shadow of 10 meter, which is suppose BC, and the length of stick is 20 meter. So if I join A and C, it becomes a right angle triangle. Again the question states that at the same time, a tower, suppose this is a tower which is represented by XY and its shadow is YZ. It cast, the tower XY cast a shadow of 50 meter on the ground. So you can join and you will also get a right angle triangle. Here the two right angle triangles are similar. Why? As the angle of elevation is same, because it is written that at the same time. मतलब जो उसका angle of elevation है, here angle C must be equal to angle Z, and also this triangle has a right angle, this triangle also a right angle. So the two angles are equal, that means the third angle also equal. So triangle ABC must be similar to triangle XYZ. As the two triangles are similar, so their sides are in proportion. That means AB by XY must be equal to BC by YZ. That means here the length of AB is 20 by XY. We have to find the length of XY, which represents the tower. Here the height of the tower, we have to find the height of the tower, which is XY. So 20 by XY is equal to BC, means 10 by 50. Then cancel these two zeros, I will get 1 by 5. That means XY is equal to 20 into 5. That means XY is equal to 100 meter. This is the height of a tower. So here option A is the right answer. Now in question number 18, it is given that ABC is a right angle triangle and say C angle is a right angle. Then you have to find cos A plus B. So in triangle ABC, as ABC is a triangle, so sum of its three angles, that is A plus B plus C, must be 180 degree as per angle sum property of a triangle. But here we know the value of C, which is equal to 90 degree. So A plus B plus 90 becomes 180. That means A plus B is equal to 180 minus 90, that is 90. But we have to find the value of cos A plus B. So cos A plus B which can be written cos 90 because the value of a plus b is 90. Everyone knows that cos 90 is 0. So here option A will be the right answer, 0. Here in question number 19, it is given that 7x plus 9y is equal to 42 and 9x plus 7y is equal to 22. We have to find the value of x plus y. There are 4 options, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So here in this case, you can see the coefficient of x and the coefficient of x in the first equation and the coefficient of y in the second equation are equal, and similarly the coefficient of y in the first equation and the coefficient of x in the second equation are equal. So to handle this question, you have to just add the two equations, then you will get x plus y. Let's see how. Now add equation 1 and equation 2. You can see 7x plus 9x, it will be 16x. Similarly 7y plus 9y, 16y is equal to 64. Take 16 common, then you will get 16 into x plus y becomes 64. That means x plus y is equal to 64 by 16. Therefore the value of x plus y becomes 4. Okay, so here in number 19, option D, that is 4, is the right answer. The question number 20 states that a letter of English alphabet is chosen at random. What is the probability that it is a letter of the word mathematics? तो हमें पहले से पता है जो इंग्लिश अल्फ़ाबेट में ऑल टोटल 26 लेटर है, तो हमें इन 26 लेटर में रैंडमली किसी लेटर को चुनना है. द सेकेंड केस इज whether it is a letter from the word mathematics. Then you can see, although the word mathematics consists of 11 letters, each of the letter MAT written twice. So all total there is 11 minus 3, that is 8 distinct letters in the word mathematics. So all total there is 8 distinct letters in the word mathematics. So what is the probability that whenever we randomly select a number from the set of English alphabet, it is a letter of the word mathematics? Then your answer is 8 by 26. This means 4 by 13. So option A is your right answer. So option A here is the right answer, 4 by 13. Now look at question number 21. It is, there are 576 boys and 448 girls in a school that are to be divided into equal sections of either boys or girls alone. That means here you can see 576 boys and 448 girls are divided into equal sections. That means we have to find a number which divide 576 and 448 exactly. So we have to find the HCF of 576 and 448. So here you can see the HCF of 576 and 448 is 64. Means in each section of both boys and girls there are 64 students in each section. So how many sections are there for boys? So there is 9 sections for boys. Similarly the number of sections for girls is equal to 448 divided by 64. Now divide 448 with 64. And it will be 7. So there are 9 sections for boys and 7 sections for girls, and in each section total of 64 students. So total number of sections, so number of sections is equal to 9 plus 7. 9 sections for boys, 7 sections for girls. So the total number of section is 16. So here you can see option B is the right answer for question number 21. So now look at question number 22. It is given that the difference between the two numbers is 14 and the difference between their square is 448. We have to find the sum of the two numbers. So here let the two numbers be x and y. Suppose x is greater than y. Here the difference of the two numbers is 14. That means x minus y is equal to 14. X is the larger number. Similarly, the difference between their squares, that means x square minus y square is equal to 448. Now put the formula x square minus y square is equal to x plus y whole into x minus y, which is equal to 448. That means x plus y, and the value of x minus y is given as 14. So x plus y into 14 is equal to 448. Therefore x plus y is equal to 448 by 14. So x plus y is equal to 32. So the sum of the two number must be 32. So here you can see option C is the right answer. Now in question number 23 we have to find the value of cos 0 degree into cos 1 degree into cos 2 up to cos 90. अगर यहाँ पे हम देखें तो cos 0 का वैल्यू हमें पता है, लेकिन cos 1 cos 2 बहुत सारे ऐसे एंगल है जिसका वैल्यू हमें नहीं पता है। लेकिन इस क्वेश्चन में उन वैल्यू की कोई ज़रूरत ही नहीं है, क्योंकि यहाँ पे आप देख सकते हैं cos 0 से लेकर cos 89 तक जो भी वैल्यू हो आखिर में cos 90 लिखा है जिसका वैल्यू होता है 0 डिग्री। ओके, सो समथिंग इनटू 0 becomes 0. So here option C, that is 0, is the right answer for question number 23. Okay, here the question 24 is the graph y is equal to 4x is a line which is parallel to x axis or parallel to y axis or perpendicular to y axis or passes through the origin. So here the given equation is y is equal to 4x. Y is equal to 4x. Suppose let the value of x is 0, then y becomes 4 into 0, that is 0. When the value of x is 1, y becomes 4 into 1, 4. When the value of x is 2, y is 4 into 2, 8. So you can clearly see one of the point that the graph y is equal to 4x passes is 0 0, which is the coordinate of origin. So you can see option D, it states that in option D it is given that the line y is equal to 4x passing through the origin. So no doubt, as the point 0 0 is one of the point on the given graph y is equal to 4x, that means y is equal to 4x passes through the origin. So your D is the correct answer, option D. In question number 25, we have to find the largest number which will divide 398, 436 and 542, leaving remainder 7, 11 and 15 respectively. तो यहाँ पर चार ऑप्शन दिया गया है 17, 11, 34 एंड 45. सो लेट्स सी. पहले हम इस क्वेश्चन को अच्छे से समझेंगे. यहाँ पर दिया गया है कि हमें एक नंबर चाहिए जो उस नंबर का जब हम 398 के साथ डिवाइड करेंगे तो रिमाइंडर 7 आएगा, 436 के साथ डिवाइड करेंगे तो रिमाइंडर 11 आएगा, 542 के साथ डिवाइड करेंगे तो रिमाइंडर 15 आएगा.
इधर हम क्या करेंगे, इस नंबर को पहले जो रिमाइंडर उनका बचेगा उससे माइनस कर देंगे, फिर से जो नंबर तीनों आएगा उसका एक्सचेंज निकालेंगे, उनका एक्सचेंज जो होगा वही आंसर होगा. ओके, अभी क्या करते हैं, 398 minus 7 becomes 391. Similarly 436 minus 11 becomes 425. 542 minus 15 is equal to 527. 7. Now, the HCF of 391, 425 and 527 is 17. 31. So the HCF of 391, 425, 527 becomes 17. The HCF of 391, 425 and 527 is 17. That means whenever you divide these three numbers with 17, then the remainder will be 0. But if 17 will be divided with these three numbers, then it will. So here 17 will be the right answer. Option A, 17 will be the right answer.
Now look at question number 26. We have to find the probability of a leap year selected at random which contain 53 Sundays. We know that a leap year has 366 days and in 1 week there is one Sunday. If I divide 366 with 7, and 7 5 ja 35, 7 2 ja 14. That means 52 weeks and 2 extra days. Here the 2 extra days may be Sunday, Monday, Monday, Tuesday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Thursday, Friday, or Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday. But there are 7 options for these 2 extra days. But if you see from the 7 options, only 2 options are there where Sunday exists. Your answer will be 2 by 7. That is option C. Now in question number 27 it is given that a box contains cards numbered from 6 to 50. A card is drawn at random from the box. The probability that the drawn cards has a number which is a perfect square is 1 by 45, 2 by 15, 1 by 9 or 4 by 45. We have to first calculate how many numbers are there from 6 to 50. If you see from 1 to 50 there are 50 numbers, but here the numbers are from 6 to 50. That means you can cancel these first 5 numbers. So total numbers becomes 50 minus 5 is equal to 45. Okay, and we have to find the probability of a perfect square from 6 to 50. You can see now we have to find the number of perfect square that exist from 6 to 50. So the perfect squares are 9, 16, 25, 36 and 49. So there are all total 5 numbers. Here the total observation is 45 and the number of a favorable observation is 5. Then what is the probability of the event? Which is 5 by 45, that is 1 by 9. So here option C, which is 1 by 9, is the correct option. So in question number 28 it is given that in the adjoining figure the value of AB, here AB is 14 cm and CD is 8 cm and BD is 10 cm. We have to find the value of tan beta. This is angle B. We have to find the value of tan beta. Here you can see ACDE, it is a rectangle. As CD is equal to 8 cm, that means EA must be 8 cm. But it is given that AB is 14. AB is 14, EA is 8. So BE becomes AB minus AE, which is equal to 14 minus 8, that is 6 cm. So BE becomes 6 cm. Now apply Pythagoras theorem in triangle BDE. So in triangle BDE we have E angle is equal to 90 degree. So BE square plus DE square becomes BD square. That means 6 square plus DE square is equal to 10 square. That means DE square become 10 square 100 minus 6 square 36. That implies that DE becomes 64 square root, which is 8 centimeter. So D become 8 centimeter. Now come here, tan beta. We know that tan beta is perpendicular by base. This is angle B, so its front side is perpendicular. This is DE by base. This is perpendicular. This is the opposite side to right angle. That means it is hypotenuse. So this is the base, which is BE. So tan beta is equal to 8 by 6, which is equal to 4 by 3. That means option A is the right answer, 4 by 3. Now look at question number 29. If the point PXY is equidistant from point A and B, suppose this is point P whose coordinate is xy, and this point is equidistant from another 2 points A and B. That means the distance between P and A is equal to the distance between P and B. Suppose this is A, this is B. The coordinate of A is 5, 1 and the coordinate of B is 1, 5. Here it is clearly given that P is equidistant from A and B, that is PA is equal to PB. Here we have to apply the distance formula. First, what is distance formula? Suppose x1, y1 is a point and x2, y2 is another point. Then the distance between the 2 points is calculated by the formula x2 minus x1 square plus y2 minus y1 square whole square root. Okay. Now suppose this is x1 y1, this is x2 y2. Then you can find the distance between P and A by applying this formula.
So PA becomes 5 minus x square plus 1 minus y square. Similarly, PB becomes the square root of 1 minus x square plus 5 minus y square. Now you can see both sides contain square root. So square them so that
now apply the square of A minus B. So it becomes A square plus B square minus 2AB. That means 10x plus A square plus B square minus 2y. Similarly 1 plus x square minus 2x plus 25 plus y square minus 10y. Here you can cancel 5 square with 25, x square with x square, y square with y square. Now what will remain? Means minus 10x minus 2y becomes minus 2x minus 10y. That means minus 10x plus 2x becomes minus 10y plus 2y, which is equal to minus 8x is equal to minus 8y. That means x is equal to y. So here option B is the right choice, x is equal to y.